Did you know that Istanbul, where the European and Asian continents met and hosted various empires, is one of the important cities in the world? The first settlement in Istanbul dates back to the Greek colonies of Megaras in the 7th century BC. However, in the excavation carried out today, remains were found up to the Polish Stone Age 8,500 years ago. During the Latin occupation in the 1200s, the city was devastated and many historical monuments were taken from the city. It is useful to start the route with the historical peninsula, also known as Suriçi, Sultanahmet. Let's take a look at the most important attraction point in the peninsula. Sultanahmet Square is a square where Hagia Sophia, Blue Mosque, and Topkapı Palace are located. This square contains a part of the old hippodrome and in its historical places in the square, Dikili Taş, also known as Theodosius, Yılanlı Sütun, and knitted obelisk are exhibited. Golden Horn. It is another must-see place in the impressive peninsula with its view of the Golden Horn and surrounding structures. You can isolate yourself from the crowd of the city by walking on the Galata Bridge on the Golden Horn. Hagia Sophia. You should definitely see the Hagia Sophia Mosque, which has been used in many different functions in history, which caused the most controversy among the buildings in the square. Hagia Sophia is actually a church built 3 times in history. Topkapı Palace. The palace, which was started to be built when Fatih Sultan Mehmet conquered Istanbul and was completed in 1478, has been the administrative center of the state and the house of the sultans. Apart from this, Hırkayı Şerif, which is very important in terms of Islamic values, is hidden and exhibited in this place. Sultanahmet Mosque, whose domes are decorated with Maya-weighted pencil works and Iznik tiles and which is known as Blue Mosque by Europeans, was built by architect Sedefkar Ağaya in 1600s. Karaköy is a district that has been revived with its newly opened cafes in recent years. Especially in the evenings, you can stroll through the lively streets of Karaköy and discover the shops where designers' products are exhibited. Karaköy Çorbacısı and Karaköy Güllüoğlu are the most important places to visit in Karaköy. You can eat a variety of Turkish baklava in Güllüoğlu. Galata, considered among the oldest towers in the world and one of the symbols of Istanbul. Galata Tower was included in the UNESCO World Heritage Temporary List in 2013. Taksim is where the heart of Istanbul beats. Taksim Square has been on the country's agenda throughout the history with various political events. İstiklal Street is a historical street with important historical buildings. Balat. While you are in and around the Golden Horn, you can stop by Balat, where the minority population lives, and see the streets bearing traces of history. While you are in Balat, you can see the Fener Greek Patriarchate, which is accepted as the world patriarch by the Orthodox. Kadıköy. You can reach Kadıköy from the European side by ferry. You can take a short walking tour in Kadıköy Rıhtım. During the walk, you can see Haydarpaşa Station, Eminönü and Beşiktaş ferry port. The street following Boğa is Bahariye Street, and it is the busiest street in Kadıköy. There are various shops, eating and drinking places along the way. Moda Sahil is an ensemble place for Kadıköy. You can stroll around Moda Sokaklar, which is a residential neighborhood, or you can sit and sip your coffee. Prince Islands. Büyükada, Heybeliada, and Burgazada are important focal points for tourists. You can take photos while wandering around the streets of the island, observing the historical houses among the flowers. Before diving into the streets, you should buy ice cream from one of the famous island ice cream shops. The Greek orphanage in Büyükada, the largest of these islands, has burnt down in recent years. The historical building is in danger of extinction. Another important building is Ayayorgi Church. This church was built in 1751. The church on the top of the island has a magnificent view. After climbing the Ayayorgi slope, You can relax and enjoy the view at the restaurant located here.